be here with you today. Thanks for inviting us. Well, I'm Chinnar from Culture Bridge. You know me with that name. I'm coordinating and I'm the director of Culture Bridge in Stockport. I've been running this group for about 3 years now, and I'm originally from Kurdistan. It's been about 20 years now. I am living here with my family, my husband and my 3 boys now. And yeah, that's a bit about me.
Fantastic. Before we move to Amang, you mentioned Culture Bridge. Could you tell us a little bit about that? What sort of organization is it?
Culture Bridge is an organization, a community group. Women, men, children. I mean, we are all welcome, but mainly we are a group of asylum-seeking refugees and migrants from everywhere around the world, from Iran, Iraq, from the Middle East countries, and also we have some friends from Europe, from Philippines, from Romania, from and also local people here in Stockport. So we are all together supporting each other and celebrating some festivals, and we are having like some art and culture activities. We have different groups. We have children art creativity group. We have also women walking group, and right now we have a workshop for women. We are mixing culture and food, and like with telling a story from home or a poem or anything like we would like to share. Yeah, so it's very exciting what we're doing.
I've attended some of your sessions and they are great. The fact that people could join in from, every nationality, every background, every language, and there is no hierarchy there. We're all equal, we all share, we all get excited about each other's achievement, and we share our knowledge. So it's an amazing group. So well done for starting that, and wish you luck with that. Now, can we move on to Amang, please? Could you just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself, please? Thank you.
I'm Amang Mardokhy. I'm a visual artist. When I've been young, in a very young age, inspired by one of my brothers. It was writing. They had a very nice way of writing, and with one of his friends, he created like a small copybook. He's writing the poem, and his friend is drawing on it by pencil. I remember maybe from age 7, I started to be this kind of movement into art and continue. I've been through long journey until I get into this level to be happy with what I'm doing. I've graduated in Manchester Metropolitan University, finished 2012 BA in Fine Art. I have a diploma in filmmaking in WFA. After that, I start to continue. I have a studio in Stockport. I will continue with my art. Culture Bridge is multicultural. We are trying to build a home for everyone to have a space to talk about this experience or character, and build up this bridge between us, and this losing connection between us. That is the problem. It's not just and that is like a kind of create atmosphere for everyone. Bridge. I'm happy to be part of this bridge to pass into.
I've seen some of your performances with, I think with Ariane playing and you were drawing at the same time. So it was adding movement, as you said, to the sound. It was amazing. And I've also seen some of your painting exhibited at home. And I think we see a little bit of your painting behind you. So wish you luck with everything that you do.
as a carer with dementia people, and I appreciate what I'm doing, and because I need to be the way I'm looking for my art to be not losing my freedom. That is, I like to be more real. Level of dementia will be day by day going up.
But there are always hurdles that we have to cross. There are always barriers that we have to move out of our ways. So what do you think inspires you to carry on when going becomes difficult, both in terms of your artistic work and your day-to-day life? How do you deal with the problems?
I've been luckily I was born in a country with all my story has been through war and difficulty in life, and this kind of is cover big part of my work. Talking about the war, I remember Iran-Iraq war when it's in a second it ends. I passing this through, and after I found myself in England with long journey until you get into find a place to be safer, and this kind of struggling in our lives we are used to. And when I come in here, that is one of the things is I don't like it to have a frame around me, and this kind of been suffering in Iraq with this controlling by government and the security around us, and this freedom still I'm kind of character. I don't like to be build a frame around me, and with this culture system or government here, still any kind of this field frame around me start to be getting stressed. I don't like it. In our its background, police and security, they don't have a nice face. I'm sure in Iran we know what is going in similarity. This kind of history in your character is a plenty of layer. You need to bring it out. And after I've changed my direction to the kind of music and art with Aryan, that kind of throw out. I'm talking about something I can talk about it. And playing with the color and the painting, the movement of. I'll follow with the rhythm of the music just to bring out all this kind of stuff you can explain. And that's why this kind of painting, maybe for some people, is that's what is I'm doing playing with the painting. But for me, it's plenty things I bring out with this kind of situation. And sometimes it's your direction for art. We don't know where you're going, but it's always you find another inspiration, and it's, at least I have a space. I'm working on it. I know what is in my heart, and for the find the language I'm talking to.
Excuse me. Turn your dark anger into
exactly turn the darker to the
positive and wise, and
it's connected with the life here. Plenty of stress and I am trying to create a space for ourselves to close everything and just like when you're breathing in a fresh, as you follow this kind of the painting and try to stop everything and just we are watching listening to the music, watching the movement of the painting, and the way I'm acting as well.
Or is there anything that you miss about your life back home at all?
When I've been in back home, we have plenty of, we are growing in a group, our life. It's always you look after each other and big communication between us. When you come in here, it starts to be losing this kind of balance. But this is the busy life from there. You can't see some of the other stuff you see from here. It's like a human side. From here, I've learned plenty of things about the humanity, the detail of the kind of the issue we are in there because of war, because just we are looking to find a safer place for all of us. We have been around each other, protecting each other, and we don't have another option to look how to see this kind of balance. I've learned many things from there, and I've lost many things there as well. Always I'm trying to be find a balance between these two. Until now, I've been trying to be very helpful for everyone, kind and sometimes from here this kind of issue, it's always this question mark on it. So say why it's helping and kind of the style of money. It's a big question. It's always in front of him. Why are you doing for me? And this kind of issue.
Why are you helping me? Why are you so kind to me?
Yeah,
that's who we are.
Can I ask the same question from Chinnar Jan? You know, if you were to name one thing that you missed from back home, what would that be? And tell me an example of one thing that you have gained by being here in the new culture.
Well, I miss my family from back home. Believe it or not, it took me about 10 to 15 years long into my new life. I just wanted to go back home. I didn't feel like, this is my country. And I was worried even, oh my God, I don't want to die here. What will happen to me if I die here? Many things. For Amand, it was easier because I think of his art mainly. He is very busy with his art, and I think we are all different. But so I think family and my life back home, it was something I didn't want to let go.
Mm-hmm.
And even today, I wish if I stayed back home and didn't leave it. But I had to, and this is the reality of me today here, because we are from the same culture, me and Aman. So everything, as he said, I grew up in a family. Like I had 4 brothers, and we lived in a very nice small town. We all loved each other, and I had 62 cousins, first cousin, 62 cousins.
Wow.
Younger than me, so I was like the leader. I was the big sister. I was helping everyone, and I remember during the hard time with Iraq embargo and everything, I had a good job, and my mom was always saying to me, we have to help each other. So we were sharing everything. That's the life I miss. And when I came here, because of war and because of everything, life is settled for me. It was settled. I've been through lots of illness and family loss and everything. I think that's why my life got a bit like I didn't want it, but gradually and thank God I got over it. And I think it's the people, because when I started making friends and going out and believing in myself, and I think then my life became something else. And now today, I think I know Shahirajan, it's the people, it's not the land, because I thought, oh, Kurdistan, it's where I want to be. It's everything is different, the land, the people. I mean, but I went back home after, I don't know how long was it, 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was not home. Everything was changed. My cousins were changed. The people were changed. The streets, the whole. I felt like I was a stranger back home.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I came back home, and also because my mom passed away, and I didn't see her, and it was, to me, I never believed she passed away.
Yeah, it's difficult.
In reality, I accepted everything. Then I think I came back here, and then I started my new, kind of way, looking from a different perspective. Things changed, and I realized that it's the people. So when I try to, and we are always, very sociable, but I have been through a lot, and I try to help other women other families who have been through the same problem as myself here, like try to tell them to, just to be open and to start to talk about their problem and with like a group of women or family, and also to share, for example, share what stories. This is simple as that. I'm saying this is what happened to me. I'm from Kurdistan. Someone also say this is what happened. I'm from Iran. And in a way, just by talking, we are helping each other. And if there are other places like organizations or places for all children to go, we share our knowledge and we help each other to integrate better into the society. I think this is what I like here. This is why I thought Culture Bridge it was something very important for all of us, and also to build this connection between each other and also between the new life here. So I think I am inspired by this, the love and warm and welcoming kind of like culture I have brought, and it's in my blood from home. And I think we needed all of us, not only me, all of us as humans to continue life, especially, with Corona, what happened.
If anyone wants to join you, or if they want to find more information about what you do and somehow be involved in what you do, they could contact you.
Spending time with my father when I was until I was maybe 14 and 15, I was back home helping him with farming, like growing vegetables and trees and things. We were in a small town, and so he was always telling me, he was training me to be really strong and not to give up. And so I always remember his advice when I was working with him, and I was only probably a 10-year-old or even younger. When I was tired, I just wanted to leave what I was doing and say, doing something like that, I'm tired. But he was always saying, no, you're not allowed until you finish your work. The job you do, you have to do it, complete it and do it perfectly, and don't sigh or don't, say, oh, I can't do it. When you're done, when you finish, you go for a good rest, and you can say, oh, that was tiring. So I think that was the first advice he's ever given me, and or anybody given me. So I always remember when you say the word advice, and it helped me in my life, I think, because of the hard life I had through the hardship. And we all have thinking about okay, if I say I'm from Iran or Iraq, my life is hell. But if I was English, my life will be heaven. This is completely wrong. Wherever we are, whoever we are, we have our own hardship or worries, yeah? And people, they are still they are suffering, and they are, sometimes committing suicide. So it's not that. It's just when you are going through a hard time, remember it's a short time, and if you find your balance, if you say, yeah, I can do it, this will be over, then that's it.
Fantastic. So don't give up is your advice.
Oh, don't give up. That's the advice.
Yeah, fantastic. What about you, Amang?
My dad has been part of one of the party, and he sees some of the kind of political people is planning, attacking this kind of is getting far away from the politics, and he give us advice, please, if it's party and politics teach you to be bad with your brother, cousin, sister, family, and that is not a good thing to learn. Is be truth with your family, with your friend, with this kind of advice is always in my mind, and still in my brain. It's politics. People is make a mess and make the mess, the smell back everywhere for the people. And this kind of message is always in my brain. I see the fantastic messages passed to me. My brother was involved in the politics. I was involved, but it take a while. getting back to this message from my dad. Is the truth. Politics is build us something to be divided,
Division.
to see our division, our truth, to not see it and follow the mistake by mistake.
The Jar of Words is a website about writing, and I would appreciate if you could share your favorite book or the book that has touched you in a way. Shall we start with Chinnar first?
I think for me, it's a book I read quite a long time ago before I came here. A friend of us, his name is Shirzad Hassan, he is Kurdish, and it was called Hasar. Hasar means fence, I think, in English. And it was about, I think, like society and the role of father, and how the father is pushing, or is creating all these kind of like, I don't know what you call it, restrictions and rules and things. He thinks that for his family, because he thinks he is the protector, he is the leader, and he's forcing everyone, like in a family, to follow his lead. And so and also it was like representing the kind of society and how no one is free, how the father is forcing everyone to do, and that's not because he's bad, because that's what the society is also asking him. The society is forcing him to follow that kind of like style in life, because he wants himself and his family to have a good reputation and to be accepted in the society. And I think I was 22 or 23 when I read it, and I want to read it again.
We have another two. One of the famous poem writer, Sherko Beckett. I think today the day passed away. It's like yeah. I've lived with this all words. They are the beautiful, great imagination and create a nice image about everything. He's not missing anything. I think it translates some of his book to
English,
Persian, Arabic. I think it's German. That is one of my favorite writer. And we have another one. It's Bachtyar Ali. I inspired by his book, The Last
Pomegranate. The Last Pomegranate. On Earth. That's the name of the book.
And he's talking about the character. It's been going to south of Iraq. It's a kind of the desert, and the other one is like a big leader. It's two different characters. And the top one, he tried to get him back to stay in a simple life. And the other character, he wants to go back to be famous and this character. And this journey made create a nice movement. And that is our life as well. Many of us, we are run to get to this point. We are thinking it's everything, and other one is getting fed up and he tries to get him back to the simple life. This too is actually with this novel or novel is a kind of make a big change in my life as well. Okay. The way I'm looking for the life is
yes, that's Bachtyar Ali.
Bachtyar Ali
is also a very good writer. Anyone who has been through the same journey as us, a journey of becoming a refugee. It's a journey we and nobody else would have ever chosen. It just happens for you. It's like something. It's just like rain. When it's raining, you don't have any choice to accept it. Just, I think it's a very hard journey, but I mean, to believe in ourselves and not to give up and not to lose the hope and love and I don't know what you call it, the original soul and spirit we have from our own home and country.
Mhm.
Not to lose it, to keep it like a seed, and share it and build a better life for ourselves, for our children, and for wherever we live. Not only in UK, everywhere and around the world. Now life is changing. People are leaving their homes willingly or unwillingly.
Yeah.
We are all living together, and it's the best way is, you know, to try to make the best of it by loving each other and sharing our like dreams and building a better future.